Hello and welcome to another episode of On the Floors with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager of Bona US.
And I'm Rob Johnson from Bona Training. Good morning, Wayne. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much for asking. You were late 7 minutes. I just realized too that I said on the floors with Wayne and Rob, but it's on the floor. It's not plural. So my bad.
You're going back to making that mistake again, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, kind of bummed out today. You asked how I'm doing. Charlie Watts died yesterday. Drummer for the Rolling Stones.
One of the greatest drummers of all time. You know, you see somebody who dies at 80, you think, geez, 80 ain't that old anymore, especially now that we're in our 60s.
Yeah. Yeah, it keeps moving further up, doesn't it? I don't know if he's one of the greatest drummers of all time, but I do know without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, he was with the greatest band of all time. No one will ever tell me that there's been a better rock and roll band than the Rolling Stones. I'd like to see anybody make an argument for it.
AC/DC.
You're out of your mind. I mean, it's laughable that you would say that. And I love AC/DC. Actually, the original singer of AC/DC, that was the best band. But anyhow, do you know how long the Rolling Stones have been around?
Oh, man, they have to be, I'm going to say they started coming around in 64.
You're very close. 1962. That's 59 years of rocking. You know how many generations? That's why when you go to their concert, you'll see 70-year-old people and 7-year-old people. And there's no other band. You can talk about the Beatles all you want. Beatles are a great band, all these other bands, and there's so many of them. But for longevity and the music they put out, I don't think anybody touches the Rolling Stones.
They were 62, you said?
1962.
So me and the Rolling Stones were born in the same year. I like that. I'm going to start using that.
Greatness. You know,
62.
You know, another band that's been out a long time. You know how long the Who's been out?
I'm going to say the Who started coming around in 1970.
No, 1964. 57
Wow.
years. That's amazing. It's amazing that in this era that bands, like especially a few years ago, it was hard for any band to sell out, you know, and the crowds are smaller. And these old bands still around, man, still getting it done. So,
well, that's it's funny you mentioned about old people going to the concerts, because I brought my kids to see AC/DC twice, and that was what they cracked up about. Was they're like, Dad, you're one of the younger guys here today, except for us. And there were kids, like you said, they're 10 years old up to 80 years old.
Yeah. You know, there has to be there's a point sometimes in life too, when, you're just, it's just weird when you're a 60-year-old guy there and everybody else is in their 20s. It cracks me up sometimes. People say, I can't believe that old guy is still listening to music, or he does a TikTok video playing music, everything. I mean, guy, he's 50 years old or he's 60 years old. Like music has a shelf life, or like at a certain age, you just stop enjoying something in life. You know what I mean? Like music.
Did you ever see the Stones?
Twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you see them?
In San Francisco and in Oakland. Yeah, fantastic.
San Francisco and Oakland.
Yeah. In San Francisco, the guy that got us tickets never made it to this. Never saw him sing a single song. We all got in there. There were 6 of us. Man was a little bit inebriated.
Who was? You were?
No, not me. The guy that got the tickets for everybody. I mean, this was a guy who goes, guys, the Stones are coming. We got to go see him. He was the guy in our group that says, man, we can't pass this up. I'll buy the tickets, great seats. It's going to be expensive, but you know what? It's the Stones, blah, blah, blah. And he never saw a minute of the Stones. He got kicked out before the concert started. So,
you know, the same exact thing happened to me at a Cars concert. I never saw the Cars.
Wow. Man's got to know his limitations.
Way too much to drink. I was younger, dumber. Mm-hmm. You know the deal.
Well, your man's got to know his limitations there, Rob.
I was just a boy.
Yeah. Okay. How old were you at just a boy?
I think I was 19.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was 19.
Interesting.
Drinking age was 18 back then.
Hmm. Interesting, because I was a man when I was 13. But anyhow, um, so
I don't know if I'm a man yet. I don't know if I'm still a boy, I think.
are you okay?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Boyish charm. Yeah,
Yeah,
boyish charm. Immaturity.
I'd go along with that.
That's how you keep young.
Yeah. All right, Rob. We're going to do an installation play-by-play today because why not? Right?
Well, people liked our Santa Finish play-by-play so much that I guess we could call this the sequel to that.
Well,
It's a little out of sequence, but you got to give the listeners what they want.
God forbid you and I ever get fired one day, but if you ever do, or I ever do, and they say, you go to your next place of employment, they say, yeah, I understand you're a trainer. Very good. Do you have references, anything we can look at? Yeah, here's my play-by-play that I did.
Here's me talking about my colonoscopy.
Yes.
When do I start?
All right. Play-by-play, installation play-by-play. Let's go, Rob.
You ready?
Hey, Rob, try to bring some heat, man. Try to bring some energy, for crying out loud, okay?
I love how you always say that when I'm the one who has to bring all the energy and you just kind of fumble along.
I think I have energy when the show's supposed to start, but when I'm waiting around for you because you're late for the second show in a row, it kind of wanes. No pun intended.
I like to make a big entrance.
Yeah, well, any entrance is welcome. Let's go.
Here we are again for the installation finals. This is the West Coast entry of Paul and Sam. Paul comes to us from Northern California, where he won fastest guy in the West in a distribution open house, successfully landing 36 nails and a 4-foot reducer strip in under 7 seconds.
Let me guess, Rob. He told the homeowner the house will fall down around it, but that reducer strip will still be standing.
Bingo!
His t-shirt says it all, Rob. I mean, it says, I fear no callback. Rob, listen, what's the backstory on this apprentice, Sam?
We couldn't find any history, Wayne. He showed up in yoga pants.
Well, he certainly looks like he's excited to be here.
I will say this about him. I ain't seen nothing like him. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, must have played them all. Ain't seen nothing like him in any union hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
How do you think he does it?
I don't know.
What makes him so good?
He ain't got no distractions. Can't hear no buzzes and bells. Don't see no lights a flashing. Plays by sense of smell.
Hang on, Rob. You're ripping off Pinball Wizard by the Who, right?
I was feeling it too, man. Elton John got nothing on me, man.
Listen, what is the scope of the job today, Rob?
They're laying 5-inch select white oak. They prepped the floor the day before, sanded, leveled, removed some overspray on the plywood. They rolled out a coat of R540 moisture protection. Today they have a beautiful, clean, and prepped surface to work on.
Okay, now listen, they're discussing who's going to rack out and who's going to nail. Let's listen in. Hey, man, why don't you rack out and I'll nail? Hey, man, I thought you'd rack out and I'd nail. Hey, Rob, does that sound familiar? Remember that one time we worked together?
Oh, I remember, yeah. Have you ever heard of Mount Nielsen in the Swiss Alps?
Mount Nielsen in the Swiss Alps? No.
It has the world's longest set of stairs. World record. 11,674 steps to the top. Whenever I look at a floor you racked out, I somehow can't stop thinking of Mount Nielsen with all your stair steps. Instead of Highlander, your last name should have been H-Joint.
Really? Well, I found out why your name is Rob. You're so slow, you rob me of my time when I'm installing with you. And it's a lose-lose for me, Rob. If I put you on a nail gun, it sounds like a Civil War musket where they have to reload after every shot. That thing should be sounding like a machine gun.
I don't rack, and I'm a slow, steady, methodical nailer, and sweat so bad I've caused worse cupping than a broken fridge line, which means I'm useless on installs. I'm a sander, baby.
Rob, listen, hang on a second. That kid just dropped in a tape. Looks like they're going to be bumping Pantera all day, brother.
Set tapes, boom boxes. You're still into 8-tracks, so to each his own, I guess. If I hear This Love one more time, I'm walking.
That's the best Pantera song, man. Of course you're walking, Rob. I've never seen you run.
No need to run, Wayne. I'm always pacing myself.
So listen, you mentioned they use the R540 first. It's nice how they don't have to deal with building paper anymore, isn't it? No more rolling it out, stapling it on your hands and knees, getting it on the walls, or worrying about getting it on the cabinets. No tears to worry about or chalk lines that you can't trust because the paper moved.
Not to mention the superior moisture protection, up to 20% with just one coat. Incidentally, on a concrete slab, just one coat gets you 18 pounds, 95 RH protection when using Bona adhesives.
Okay, so I got my shameless plug in.
You owe me $20 now, brother.
Noted. Hey, listen, did you notice how that kid in those tight yoga pants is running circles around Paul, that journeyman?
Yoga Pants is an up-and-comer. He considers himself to be the heir apparent. He's young and in great shape. He's seen every one of Lenny Hall's videos. He even understood 1/3 of Lenny's mathematical formulas. Is 1/3 bigger than a quarter? You know, this is a big day for this crew. They have switched from a stapler to a nailer. Things might start off a little clumsy, but they should find their stride pretty quick. Let's snap some lines and get this party started. Oh, my. 2 drops of oil in the gun. Oh, Wayne, that just drives me crazy. It looks like he's squirting Hershey syrup on an ice cream sundae.
Yeah, not to mention that compressor's moving around like a dancing chicken. Someone's got to check the pressure on that tank, Rob.
Ah, yes, look at this. Nice move the kid just made. Moving the compressor and hoses behind the boss on that newly laid floor, giving him a clear shot to the finish, Wayne.
Yeah, but did he just lay a 14-inch board in the middle of the room? Come on, man. Someone's got to tell Yoga Pants that the word culling, what the word culling means. This is why God invented closets and stoves and refrigerators after all, Rob.
You see what Paul's doing?
No, I'm too busy staring at Yoga Pants.
He's nailing up, but he's not chasing a row from one end to the other. He's nailing up as much as he can reach before moving on. Great way to make time, conserve energy. Wayne, this is a classic journeyman move.
You know what, though, Rob? Yoga Pants might be in great shape, but an old lion is still a lion. Paul will eventually show this kid what time it is. Just watch him do his thing, steady and organized all day, just like a freight train. We'll see what happens at the end of the day, who's laying the most flooring.
Yep, and the end of the day is coming quick. Getting ready to do the closeout, pull-ups, finish off this room. Really impressed with this crew. They don't top nail anything. Starters and pull-ups.
That kid's running circles around him, though, Rob. I mean, it's downright respectful how far ahead he is. He's starting to stack the wood and undercut door jams while he's waiting on Paul to catch up, talking about how he needs to burn up some energy. Are those Yoga Pants getting tighter, or is that just my imagination?
You're really starting to weird me out about this fascination with this kid's Yoga Pants. Anyway, I think he's getting his energy from Pantera, man. That crazy heavy metal band out of Arlington, Texas. They played in an old folks home. They could do away with half their meds.
And that's why the journeyman ain't saying anything about it. He's not complaining about Pantera, whether he likes it or not, or how loud it is, because you know what? Together, they're crushing some wood, bro.
That is a great name for a band. Crushing some wood. What's that saying about the lion again?
Even an old lion is still a lion.
Well, I like the way they started the job. New nailer, not sure how it was going to go. They got some muscle memory under their belt. Now tomorrow they'll attack the main room. Borders, fireplace, some scribing, and a compass medallion, which I always think should be laid true north.
Well, looks like they're doing pretty good now, Rob. Hey, listen, let's say we hit Nordstrom's on the way home. They got New Balance on tennis shoes on sale for $49.99.
You know I'm a Nike Monarch guy. Hey, and let's hit Applebee's before 4:30 before they jack up the prices.
So Rob, tell me why you were late.
All right, man. Look, I'm a floor guy. You're a floor guy. I'm a trainer. You're a national sales manager. I am really horrible on computers, and I was all jammed up today trying to get my computer, trying to do some simple stuff on this computer.
Is there anything more frustrating when you can't figure a computer out? And is there anybody that, I don't want to say the word dislike, you know, the Geek Squad? You ever dealt with the Geek Squad? They come to your house and fix a computer for you or anything like that?
No, I've never.
Talk to 'em?
No. You've had him come to your house?
Yeah. Rob, there's not a worse experience on this earth. I mean, they're so condescending and they're so good at their job and they speak a different language than we speak and they go 90 miles an hour. And if you ask them to explain what happened or just try to figure out why it happened so it doesn't happen again, they lose you in the first 30 seconds. And so, yeah, I feel you, man. If you had computer problems, it's absolute misery.
You know, Jimmy Fallon used to do a great character on Saturday Night Live. Nick Burns, the company computer guy. Did you ever see that skit?
No.
Oh man, he did it. They did that skit a bunch of times. It was hysterical, and it was. I'm not going to say our guys are like that. I will say this though about our guys, the Bona IT, our support guys. There's a thing where they get on the computer and they can take control of your computer.
Mm-hmm.
When they take control of my computer, I sit back and it's almost like watching the finale of a fireworks display.
Yeah.
And I always think, I can't believe my computer can do these kind of things. And just one screen after another, blowing up, bouncing around, boom, boom, boom. It's pretty impressive.
Well,
And I feel even dumber when I'm watching them do that, when I'm trying to still figure out how to cut and paste. And yes, that wasn't a joke. I'm still trying to figure out how to cut and paste.
yeah, as you notice, I'm mum when it comes to our IT department because I'm scared to death of them because I don't want to do anything that would upset them. That's why I am so grateful and I treat them with kid gloves every time I talk to them. And I'm beyond, I come there with my hat in my hand every time because I'm so desperately needing them when I need them. So yeah, I totally get that.
You know, we're just a big hockey team here at Bona, you know. Everybody's got a role to play. And really, I mean, just think of everybody in the different roles. I mean, everybody is so great here at Team Bona with what they do, but it's always cracks me up when the computer guys take my computer over and I'm like, this isn't even the same piece of hardware that I'm working on.
When I first started doing, and this is the God's truth, first started in sales. I wasn't at Bona yet. I was in another company, and I had to learn the computer like real quick. And again, I used the computer to get on Floor Masters. It's what I use the computer for. I mean, you know, my wife used it, and I just use it to look at floor stuff. And when I really had to learn it, I thought, well, what in the name of God am I going to do, man? I've got to figure this out quick. So I'll hire someone to train me, right? You know, that come in, you know, work a couple hours and train me how to do things. I got a hold of this dude, in this when I was in the Bay Area, and you know, I was on Craigslist. I advertised that he did computer stuff. So the guy was about my age. Came over there, he started talking, you know, he helped me on the computer, and then when he got done, he asked if I had like something he could put like a gallon of water in. I go, what for what? He goes, well, my car, it's not reliable. It's like, you know, the radiator is shot and everything. And it runs out of water and this, that, and and I got to hook these two wires up and everything. Now, when I was talking to this guy, he was a genius. Like this guy on a computer, he could do everything. He had the most hoopty piece of car I've ever seen in my life outside, parked the wrong direction and like it was like stabbing the curb with the tires instead of like parking it normal. and his car had like this weird contraption, how he had to open it up and almost crawl in like a NASCAR guy. And it occurred to me that with all this dude's talent, I mean, this is what he, you know what I mean? This is where he is in life. And then I started talking to him about, we're talking, blah, blah, blah. And I said, my dad was in the Air Force, blah, blah. And his dad was in the Air Force. And then he started talking about how much he was abused as a kid. And he started crying. And all I'm thinking about is this dude's got my hard drive now, because he was going to like redo everything for me and everything and all this stuff. And I thought, as he drove off, I thought, I don't even know this dude. He's emotionally unstable. His car's a wreck. And
he's not going to make it to wherever he's going. He ain't going to make it.
And how do I know I'm going to ever get my stuff back? That was a lesson in life, man. You dumb idiot.
And he started crying, huh?
Started crying, talking about his childhood and everything. I simply want help on my computer, dude. I don't want to go into all this other crap. You know what I mean? Not that I'm not a sympathetic character,
Oh, you're dripping with sympathy.
Yes.
Absolutely. We all know that.
Yes. So I said, hey, man, thanks a lot for everything. And he left. I locked the door promptly. So
did you ever get the computer back?
I got the computer back, but I didn't use his services anymore. Poor guy had enough problem. And then he had to walk for days. I mean, like the next time he came in, like his car wouldn't even work. So he had to take a bus. And then from the bus stop to my house was like forever. And I kind of he was thinking like, I'm going to give him a ride home. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, maybe the guy was looking for a friend. Do you ever think of that?
Well, there's two things I don't have and I don't need. One is a friend and time to give you a ride home. That's not part of the deal. You know what I mean? I got my problems, which is computers.
Did you just say you don't need friends?
Not any more friends. You know what I mean?
You got enough.
If I'm paying a guy to come to my house and do something, I'm paying for a service. I don't need him to be my friend. You know what I mean?
Why'd you make him cry?
That was his own deal, man. I just simply said, we grew up in the Air Force, and he took it from there, and then it was grown man problems.
I'm surprised you didn't have him back for another computer repair and make him cry again.
As soon as I got my hard drive back, that was all she wrote. Thank you very much. We're done. All right, Rob. So we covered the fact that Charlie Watts died yesterday. It's a shame to hear that. Tom T. Hall died last week too. You know Tom T. Hall at all?
Yes, country singer.
Yeah, one of the best. He's a legend. Had a beef with Bob Dylan at one time. Bob Dylan was talking some smack about Tom T. Hall's ability to write songs, which was crazy because Tom T. Hall is a great songwriter and a legend, and too bad. One of my all-time favorite songs in the world, Old Dogs, Children, Watermelon Wine. He passed away. So all the great ones are going, man. For us old guys with New Balance shoes and that era.
The Nike Monarchs. I'm a Nike Monarch guy.
Yeah.
I know you never heard of it, but it is the old guy shoe. I've seen this in airports. I've even talked to other guys, old guys, about the comfort. Let me tell you something about my Nike Monarchs, okay? They are the best sneaker in the world for walking on sand at the beach.
Oh, my God.
It's like you're walking with snowshoes on. When you're walking on sand, bare feet, you sink in. If sand's really deep, it's a workout, right?
Yeah.
Not with the Nike Monarch. You fly. Like I said, like you're wearing snowshoes. Amazing sneaker.
What kind of half wears sneakers in it? You got socks on while you're doing that on the beach?
No. Barefoot. You don't like? You're a sandal guy?
Well, you don't wear tennis shoes on the beach.
I do. I don't wear it in the water, but I wear them on the beach. I walk around. You look it. If you saw my toenails, you'd want me to put. You wouldn't want to see sandals on.
Yeah, that grosses me out.
Yeah, I don't have toenails. I have hooves.
Yeah, why don't you hang? That's a problem. I'm glad that's completely weird. All right, Rob, it's been great talking to you today.
Yes, what a day.
Yep. And we'll go ahead and call that a wrap. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not either one of our best performances.
Well, sometimes a single up the middle is just got to get on base and make something happen, brother.
Yeah. This has been another episode of On the Floors with Wayne and Rob. Please stay tuned for another episode.